Hello and welcome to Cooking with the Wooden Spoon. Today we are making a super simple soup. It's stuffed pepper soup. If you look in my channel, one of the first videos that I did was a video on how to make stuffed peppers. I love stuffed peppers. However, I don't always have time to make stuffed peppers. This stuffed pepper soup has very few ingredients. It comes together quickly. Actually, from start to finish, I would say you can have this soup done in about 45 minutes, which is pretty quick for a soup. I am somebody who loves the serene soup making where you have so many ingredients and you chop and you stir. It's awesome, but sometimes I just want a quick soup, and today is one of those days. So we have a few ingredients set over by the stove, and you'll see it comes together really quickly. I got this recipe from the Cooking with the Nazarenes cookbook in 1998, so I've been making this soup for a little while. One weird thing about me is I actually collect church cookbooks. This is a sentimental one. This is from Homer City, is where I grew up. So I love this cookbook. I have a few cookbooks from churches in Homer City that I just love. But I love going to garage sales and finding cookbooks that are church cookbooks, and I use them all the time. I will show you a little tour of my cookbooks here in a second, but I love that real people make these. The soup that we are making today is based off of a soup made by Louise Lockard. And I don't know Louise, but we had a lot of Lockards in our high school growing up, so I probably know one of her relatives. Even if I don't know any of the people in the church cookbook, I just love the personal nature of it. I love looking at the last names. Different last names are common in different areas of the country. I just feel like you get history and I don't know, years of love, people making recipes, and they loved it enough to include it in a church cookbook. So I know, weird, just one of the strange Michelleisms, but I just see so much beauty in little things like this. So we are going to thoroughly enjoy our soup. And Louise Lockard, thank you. I do make a couple of tweaks, which is what I do with most of my recipes, but uh, the base of it is from this lovely cookbook. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I keep the church cookbooks on the bottom. They're not all church cookbooks. Some of them are like town cookbooks and whatnot. But I do use my cookbooks pretty often. Some of them, of course, I use more than others. Most of them are pretty old. I have bought a couple of new cookbooks recently, but for the most part, I've just used the ones that I've had forever. I'd say the Betty Crocker cookbook is one of my most used. And later this week, I'm going to be making a recipe from Julia Child, and that's going to be fun. This is another fun one. Fromage is a French word for cheese, so it's a guide to all of the French cheeses. Pretty cool. But anyway, I've had a lot of you ask me about my cookbooks. If all of the books on the shelf are cookbooks and which ones I use, and thought I would just show you the cookbook collection because I know that's something that I would want to see. Oh, this is cute. So Noah, who is now 24, when he was in kindergarten, he brought this ketchup packet home from lunch. He put it in his pocket and brought it home for mom because it had an Eiffel Tower on it, and it was just so super cute. I love little memories like that. So I have saved that for almost 20 years, but I cherish it. So there you go. There's my cookbooks. Starting out with 2 pounds of ground beef. One thing that I've added to Louise's amazing recipe is a diced onion. I love, 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 love onions. So anytime I can add them, I do. So 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 onion diced. It calls for 2 cups of green pepper. This is from my garden. This may be a little bit more than 2 cups, but I just wanted to fill the jar. So it was good. One, so it calls for 1 quart of tomatoes. These are from my garden too, which is awesome. Typically when I make this, actually this is the first time that I've ever made this with tomatoes, like my regular tomatoes. Usually I just get canned tomatoes because it makes it come together all the quicker. But I had the tomatoes. It's actually the last of my tomatoes from my garden, so I figured I'd throw them in. I also have 2 cups of beef stock, which I made yesterday, and that is delicious. Homemade broth and stock. I use the words interchangeably, and I shouldn't. Um, but anyway, homemade is amazing because you get to have the fresh flavor of the beef, and I also love that I can control the salt content. So I think we might be about to hear Bo tell us how much he loves this soup. Yep, guessing the mailman's here. Sorry about Bo. He's rather exuberant when the mail gets here. So all we have to do is cook this on about medium until the peppers are tender, and that typically takes about half an hour. So that's it. We're going to give our delicious soup a taste. Today I'm having the soup with the most amazing focaccia bread. It is made by a local baker. I got this at the Dodgeville, Wisconsin farmers market this morning. The amazing thing about this is the baker is 16 years old. It's Moe's sourdough focaccia. He is hands down one of the best bakers I have ever seen. Everything that I've bought from him has been just phenomenal and technically perfect. He can make sourdough unlike I've ever been able to make sourdough. So if you're anywhere near Dodgeville, Wisconsin, you have to go to this farmer's market and meet Mo. Not only is he a fantastic baker, but just a fantastic human. He plays soccer. He's doing well at school. He's the nicest, nicest, nicest kid. So try his focaccia. You will not be disappointed. Today we're going to focus on this delicious soup too. I think it's interesting as the soup cooks, you can see from the beginning of the video to the end how rich and deep the color is for the soup as it cooks. I love seeing tomato-based soups change color as it cooks. I know that's probably just a weird thing, but very cool. So give this a try. This is really good. Honestly, I love having my peppers and my tomatoes in here. I think it makes it taste better, but what really makes this soup is the brown sugar. Having a mix of savory and sweet is always a win in my book. But this soup is so delicious and really so easy. You can make this as easy or as hard as you want. And I made it as difficult as possible because I made my own broth. But even at that, this is one of the easiest soups that I make. Mm, fantastic. I hope you make it.